My guest for today, the trench boy. What were those struggles like when you were coming up?
Some people be like, they call yourself trend boy. You know, be street boy. I don't think street is the way they think it is. I dey represent Meron, Ajegule, Ejigbo, Kola, Igondo. I stayed in all those places growing up. If you tell me yesterday I would do skit, I will spit for your face.
How did content creation happen if you never saw yourself doing it?
My female friend convinced me to get ring light and just do this TikTok thing. I was like, come on, no, those ones they do. There was a day I was in school and I met Gilmore. That day I got his number, 3 a.m. in the morning. I was thinking of POVs. Took my phone, I texted him, bro, how you see this idea? The next minute I just said, pam, you know bad, the more do I was like, this boy know they sleep.
What gave you your first big break to mainstream?
Shout out to Don Jazzy, first person that actually discovered me. Shout out to Cracks. Yaba left as well. I saw the video don't post you. I got another message. Really, the video don't post you. I had to go to TikTok. I had to go outside at him. I was like, bro, I better me check this. I say shout. I look say, hey. Since when I started doing content with Gilmore, I never missed creating content a day since 2022 till now. It's crazy consistency. You can just tell that cruise can never finish in my head. You see Sojino. You see the way I bent my leg.
Yeah.
You see the posture I had with my alomo. It was a bros. If the bros wakes up, pants are sagging. Always boat to buy Jedi. You could just bend that leg, they dance.
That was the dance the video jumped on.
The video danced that thing perfectly well.
Hello. You keep coming back to watch our video and that means the world to us. But here is the thing. 96.6% of you that come back here every week to watch us haven't yet hit the subscribe button. And that leaves us with just 3.4% of people. We pour our hearts into this. We try to create something special. We try to make sure every story, every moment is being created in a very, very important way that tells a story about ourselves the way we want it to be told. And please, by just hitting the subscribe button, you're doing us a huge favor. And on that note, I can make a promise to you that this show is only going to get better. The guests are only going to improve, and the overall quality is going to also improve by just doing one thing for me. As you come back to watch, just hit the subscribe button and share to a friend to also subscribe. It means the world to us as you do that. And hey, if there's something you need to tell us that we are not doing, just drop a comment or just drop a DM. We are always open, and please, we'll be looking forward to seeing you back every week. Thank you. Without further ado, I am Seromi, and on today's episode of Talks About You, a story about self, it's just one of the reasons why we started the podcast, because the way you tell your story is your own unique standpoint, your own unique view about life. And my guest for today, as the names he called himself, is very, very interesting, because every time I hear people say that, like, the trench boy, like, I don't know, it just kind of give different vibe, but the personality is kind of different from the name, and that's why I'm speaking to Divine today. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, that is my name, Divine. I'm very well, bro.
Yeah, your name is Divine, like,
Yeah.
but all of us, like, most people don't even know your name is Divine.
Yeah,
Because when I was preparing for this, I have to go deep to know, like, okay,
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to speak to people around you. I just wanted to do my own thing, because I'll be speaking to you, and I want it to be like your own reality.
Oh,
Because reality is different from what people see on Instagram. That's a
Yeah.
perception of you
Definitely.
from a distance. So I want to speak to the real you. So I'd like to start with the name. How did you come about Trench Boy?
Trench boy. I think it was a time where I was in school. I'm still in school, by the way. That was like last 2 years though. I think it was strike or holidays. Everyone had gone home. So it was just me, like, in the hostel. I didn't go home. I was around school. And the neighbors, everyone around me were like, guy, you know, get house.
Yeah, no matter if you can school level, that, like, if you
Yes.
don't come out, like, that's
I
going to
didn't
be
go
the next
home.
thing.
Like, I was just around there. So people there started calling me, that trench boy. So before you know, I actually liked the name. I was like, okay.
You stuck with it.
I actually started using the name.
Okay, we are talking about you didn't go home. Where's home? Like, let's start from there. Like, let's start
Yeah,
from
like
the beginning.
family home. Or
Yeah,
where I'm
yeah,
from.
where you from? Like, where's home? Where do you stay?
I'm actually, I'm from Anambra State.
Did you stay there, or did you grow up there? Where did you grow up?
That's where my pops from. I grew up in Lagos. My mom's from Edo State.
Where in Lagos did you grow up? Like
I
if
grew
if they say make you represent your hood in Lagos, what's going to come to mind?
I dey represent Meron, I dey represent Egbeda, I dey represent Ajegule, I dey represent Ejigbo, I dey represent Kola, I dey represent a whole lot of places.
Now me they talk say I be typical Lagos boy, but as you start with the list, I got pause like okay, let's take it. Let's take it like it's a story about you, a story about yourself, not just like trench kid. I mean, we like your comedy, we all love what you do, and thank you for blessing us. Thank you for telling our childhood stories the way we can all relate to it. It's important someone does that for us. But before we get to that place, I like us to take it from the beginning. You listed about 6 different places, if I'm counting correctly.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in all those places?
Yeah, I had experiences in those places.
All those places?
Yeah, like I stayed in all those places growing up. But I can remember the first place we stayed was like Shibiri, then Ejigbo.
Where's Shibiri? I mean, I know Lagos very well, so when you're calling these names and I don't know.
I think that was where they actually gave birth to me. Then we stayed in Ejigbo when I was.
I know where Ejigbo is.
I schooled in Effortsville. Then from there, I think we went to Ajegunle. I stayed in Ajegunle.
I know Ajegunle Apapa. I did my IT in Ajegunle Apapa too.
I stayed in New Road, Ayinde Street, number 10.
Okay.
So from there we moved to I think from there we moved to Meron. I stayed in Meron,
Ajasa,
Bale side.
Yeah.
From Meron we went to Egbeda. I stayed in Gemade. I stayed in Gowon as well.
Yeah.
My aunt still stays there. I stayed in the name Igondo.
Igondo.
Exactly. I stayed in Ewedogbon. Shout out to Ewedogbon. I stayed in a whole lot of hoods growing up. It was just crazy because there were a whole lot of like struggles growing up, so we were moving. At the time we stayed in Asaba.
Still in the process of growing up. So I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why we started the pod, like talks about you. We all have struggles growing up, and I think our struggle is one of the most important things that forms the man we eventually grow up to become. Like I was listening to a pod 3 days ago, and both of you were saying something like he went to secondary school because of bullies. That's why he became street smart, and that's where his comedy started from. So I'd like us to touch on those struggles. Like, what were those struggles like typically when you were coming up?
I mean, the struggle was just there. I was growing up in the street, but I wasn't in the street per se. Because that's why some people be like, be street boy, they call yourself trend boy, or you're waiting which streets, you understand? But I don't think streets is the way they think it is. Streets, I think my own street is here, though.
Yes.
So I feel like I have the street knowledge, not the street otherwise type thing. So yeah, I mean, basically.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for saying that, because I feel like it's one of the things we were saying in the studio maybe last week. In Nigeria, people don't like to talk about money unless there's a lack of it. And that's why people be like, oh, my struggle pass your own. That's why I see a lot of people now who struggle pass is really what we want to put in front. Not because that's the only time we think we are supposed to talk about money, because there's a lack of it and we are struggling. Not what we are trying to do in our head and how we are trying to create a better life for ourselves. So all these things you picked up growing up in all these places, Lagos, how did you think it eventually contribute to where you're at now? That's what I was just trying to build up to.
Okay, I just feel like the experiences, like staying in all those places, I think growing up, I used to be this fearful person.
Really?
Yeah.
But you grew up in Lagos. I think Lagos boys used to have a lot of mind.
Yeah. No, I mean, me personally, I used to be a fearful person. But when I actually experienced when I touch all those places,
fear go come out.
The fear, get choice. You just guys
because I can relate to it.
I mean, there are a whole lot of things.
I grew up around all those areas too, so I can relate to most of the things.
Yeah, so I mean, I stayed in Ajegule. I wake up one morning, they are fighting behind us. We were staying back of the Bula. You know where Bula is, where they scale coppers, bronze, and all those iron things.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, they are fighting. Like they come to our, they are naked. They are
real
fighting.
machetes,
Want to shoot themselves. You understand? So I grew up seeing all those things as a kid. Like then I grew up in the street. I won't lie. So I mean, it's actually changed me from the fearful person I used to be to the person I am now, and I'm still trying.
Yeah.
Understand, so
I mean, it's not interesting for you because I used to say like there's one analogy I like to use like you can meet a 24 years old boy that meets another 24 years old boy, but the 24 years old boy has more experience than the other 24 years old boy. I like using Davido as an example, most especially you jumped on your stuff. We're going to touch on all that. Davido, I think Davido is like 30, 31 now.
I think so.
Yeah, 30, 31. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's 30, 31 now. And I can say that Davido has more experience than some men that are 45, more life experiences, just because of the way the trajectory of his lives have gone. So, and you're still on your way up, trying to learn a lot of things, and you found a bit of fame along the way. And that brings me to my very first question on Talks About You for You. Like, if someone should come to you and say, who is Trench Boy, as at this moment, who do you think Trench Boy is? Is Trench Boy different from Divine? Let me just put it in those two coins.
Definitely, Trench Boy is different from Divine.
So which Trench Boy? Let's start from there.
Trench Boy is the brand that is bringing me out there. Trench Boy is the brand that is bringing me out there. I'm a content creator today. Tomorrow I might be doing something crazy. Tomorrow I might be a YouTuber. Tomorrow I might be like... I feel like I have a lot of people I still yet to see about me, which I'm not even trying to like tell on air like anything. I just want it to come. Because I don't know, like growing up, I never saw myself doing content creating. I feel like this I'm doing right here is God's plan. Like I never saw myself doing skits. If you tell me yesterday I would do skit, I will spit for your face. Like real. So I mean, me doing this today just makes me understand that now God they run am actually. So tomorrow can be anything. Tomorrow I feel they do newscasting for UK. You get me?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
as long as it brings the bread and it makes life better. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you said something very interesting there. You said you never saw yourself doing content creating. So how did content creating happen if you never saw yourself doing it?
So like it is like 2 years back or so. I can't really remember. I think 2 years back when I really started this content creating thing, because I was just the whole thing started when I was in my room. I think we were on strike that time, Unilag and strike. So I just stayed inside my room that time. I no go out.
Again.
I no go out, no worry. So I just there. I had a ring light. My female friend had convinced me to like get ring light and just do this TikTok thing. Fine boy TikTok. She was like, do fine boy TikTok, man. Like all these fine boys on TikTok. Can try it. I was like, bro,
that's cool.
I was like, come on, no, those ones they do. She was like, try it. So she came to my place one day and she was like, let's go and buy this ring light. So I got the ring lights and it was just in my room. So I'll wake up in the morning, I'll just catch some cruise. I was doing Stoner's edition at that time. People that know it. So I'll just do it every morning, I'll post on TikTok. And it was going little by little.
You get traction.
Yeah, small. So then I was like thinking, oh more, be like I don't turn content creator. So there was a day I was in school and I met Gilmore. Gilmore was shooting. He was with Paper Chase that day. I was coming there to shoot actually. I didn't know I was even going to see him. So I saw him and I went to, I see Gilmore. I got his number, we exchanged number. Crazy thing, yeah. That day I got his number. The night, I think it was like 3 a.m. in the morning, I was with my phone and I was thinking of POVs. Then there was this POV that came to my head. I was just like, I need to do this POV with this guy. Because Gilmore, I was
popping.
Definitely.
He was popping.
Yeah,
Right.
so I was just like, I should do this POV with Gilmore. I just took my phone, I texted him, bro, how you see this idea? I sent him a VN. I was hoping, okay, when he wakes up, he sees it. I sent him a VN, okay, how you see it? I sent it. Where I my phone. The next minute, I just said, pam. You know bad, the more do I was like, this boy know they sleep. Crazy.
Man, we're looking for back. That's like 3 years ago.
So that was how we linked up that weekend. We did from there. We started doing it. I mean, continuously.
Yeah, I mean, you brought us to the conversation too early. I think for anybody that wants to do content now, I keep saying it. This is the year of the collaboration. You cannot do it alone. You need to find a way to collaborate with people. So, do you think collaboration between you guys, like you said, you, Glamour, Oluchase, because people have been talking about it, like you guys collaboration, it's just like Glamour came out, you came out, now Oluchase is popping, there's a third guy or a fourth guy trying to come up to. Do you think the collaboration was intentional or it's just because of where the trend is at now? That's why that works easily.
We've always been collaborating. I just think at the time, people the we were popping one at a time. It was Gilmore, then I came on mainstream as well. Then Chase.
Yes.
You get. I just feel that was the way it is.
So it's not like you guys sat down to look at like, oh, you first, then I'll be next. It's just,
No,
it's just like putting in the work.
It's just God's timing. Yeah.
Yeah, just putting in the work on a basis. So I like us to we are still on the beginning. I don't want us to really rush towards you getting to mainstream. I think there's a lot of conversation for us to have around that, because a lot of people want to get to mainstream right nowadays and don't know how to go about it. And you feel like, I feel like you've been intentional about your stuff. I have to say that to you. You've been very intentional about yourself. For someone that says, oh, I never saw myself creating content. So the question now is, when you start sharing those things without plan, what moment did you think like, oh, this thing is the right thing for me to do? I need to become intentional about it.
Okay, so I mean, this is what was feeding me at the time. When I started this, I think I started content creating. The following 2 years in content creating, I made $1 million in content creating. Can imagine me will just come up. So I just know say more now this thing I got focus on. You know that part.
Did you sing at one point? Because I was seeing that you had a music thing. Like, did you do music, or that was just an on and off thing? Like, you were just dabbling. You were thinking of.
Yeah, I wish I used to play.
Okay. Let's get back to the conversation. I just wanted to be sure, because I was trying to figure out that fact while I was praying for this. I was not sure.
Guy, I used to play a lot. So.
Yeah. We get to that. We get to what you think is next for like your comedy and all. But don't let's jump in. So let's get back to what we're talking about. So once you start bringing in money, you'd be like, this thing is what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
What was the plan for it? Like, what was the strategy?
Because I mean, this was something I was doing. I was having fun doing it. Like me, Stone Cold, Paper Chase, Gilmore. We used to have a group chat. We still have a group chat. We just link like in school. Like every day we were linking up, like doing videos. So I mean, we were having fun doing it.
Do you like TikTok more or Instagram? Because I can't seem to. I think you have. I don't know. Let me just ask you. I'm not trash boy.
I like the boats though. I do the boats.
Where do you think you get most traction from?
The boats. I get from the boats.
Yeah. Instagram is.
Shout out to Don Jazzy. Coming up on IG, he was the first person that actually discovered me. At the time, he was accepting my collaborations back to back.
Back to back. I mean, that was 2023, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. 2023, yeah. Some of us are social commentators. We look at everything. Like, we need to keep an eye out because of things, whatever we do. So, him accepting your collaboration back to back, did you think that was one of the things that gave you your first big break to mainstream? If you are going to look at it, like, let's look at it from you being like, oh, this thing is what I want to do. What gave you your first big break to mainstream? Moving from, oh, okay, I'm getting a little bit of traction to you know that. Like, I mean, you cannot talk about content creating now. You, Gilmore, you guys are like one of the mainstream. You have Lai. I mean, shout out to them OGs of content creating, to them Lasisi, them Brashagi and all. But you guys are mainstream right now. So, do you think it's those collaborations that gave you your first break?
I mean, of course, they did play a big role. Cracks as well at the time. Till now, Cracks. Shout out to Cracks, big family, and Yaba left as well. They were posting my stuffs. I mean, this whole people, they contributed.
So aside that, what do you think is the push again? For somebody that's coming up that wants to like, because I have a lot of people that I know like.
I think it's just consistency. I've been consistent. I can tell that since 2023 or 2022, since when I started doing content with Gilmore, I can tell that I never missed creating content a day. Since that 2023 till now, I've never missed a day creating content. If I've missed a day, you know, go past 5.
Even the days you miss, you have content from like previous day to cover for it.
You get. So it's crazy consistency. But that's why I said I'm having fun doing it. Like, it's something we are having fun doing it. You understand? If to say we know they enjoy them,
it will become work.
We're enjoying doing it. Like, we meet to they suit us.
So before you came here today, you created content. Sir?
Yeah, I did.
Wow. Does it get tiring? Like,
sometimes it can be tiring.
Okay.
Sometimes when you're depressed, thinking of a lot of things, It can be tiring, but you just have to keep going.
But you're a very happy person. Happy people get depressed.
They do get depressed.
So Trench Boy, like, I mean, all of us when we look at you, think, oh, Trench Boy is living the life. You're living the life most people want to live. That's the idea.
Am I?
I mean, it's your story to tell, no
Some
mind.
people,
That's what I'm
yeah.
asking. So okay, before we get to that, which one do you enjoy the most? Creating the content or seeing the reward that comes with creating it?
I think the both equally. I enjoy creating. Like sometimes if you see me sometimes, I go just dey sip my alumo, just dey. You need to see us we go just dey catch cruise, just dey. You understand? Then the outcome. So of course, I imagine say I post, Don Jazzy repost, Cindy not a blog. You understand? It gives us joy. Nice.
Okay, I think I want us to do something, if you don't mind. So this is going to be in proper context. The conversation we just have now. I want you to allow me, just me and one of my team, to come watch you create.
Okay.
Then we use it for this pod, if you don't mind.
Okay.
It's like an humble request.
Okay, we can do that.
We could do that. Yeah. So, because I just want people, like, that's why we started a story about ourselves. We want people to, like, see what's the whole process. Because, people will see you now. I'm sure, like, that's why you're talking about depression. Like, there are days where you don't feel like being trash boy. You just want to be divine.
Yeah.
You just want to look at your own map and see, okay, this is where I want to take my craft to. But still, you have to be trench boy because somebody's asking for a picture, or maybe you're somewhere, somebody wants to make a video or something. So in the middle of all this and you trying to come up, trying to be divine, how do you handle all that? That's another interesting question I'm looking for also.
I mean, I feel it's just I think it's just mental intelligence. Like this whole thing, it's just the way you just handle everything. Like I'm a very calm person, so there's no way I can really get to the extreme.
Yeah, chilled people are calm.
Yeah,
I like chilled
I'll
people.
process everything. Don't worry before it gets out of hand. So, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed how you've been posting content back to back this year too, like this year, last year. And one thing that while I was going through your landing page on Instagram is how are you able to keep the authenticity and humor? Like, cause what you guys do, like people be like, oh, like most people, I'm sure you guys must have gotten the comment, like it's so easy to do now. Should be just POV, like point of view or whatever. But you people are able to keep it very authentic and the humor is inside. Like, what's the thought process behind that? Is there a way like that happens? That's what I'm looking to
It's a
get to.
natural cruise. People that do these things, they are not much. People that do these things, you just know that they've been through so many experiences from their true backs. You can just tell that I don't see cruise.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell that some of these things that you're doing, like say you don't do them before, you just have to recreate it on camera.
Bro, I don't see cruise. Cruise can never finish in my head.
Okay, since we're talking about cruise, what's like one of the funniest cruises you've seen, like that you cannot really like forget in a while? Like you just be like, this cruise is crazy, man. I've seen cruise, but this one is like take away.
See, I can't remember, but let me just say one. A lot of crazy cruise. You see Sojini.
Yeah.
You see that trend. You see the way I bent my leg.
Yeah.
You see the posture I had with my alomo.
Yeah.
It was a bros. One egbon. I wouldn't say egbon adubo. Like he was like a bros in like the hood. Then
Yeah.
If the bros wakes up, like his pants are sagging, all his boat too. You don't buy Jedi. You understand? So
I try paint this scenario.
Put earpiece for ear like this. You go just bend that leg, they dance. That was how I came up with something. I was just sleeping on my bed one day when me and Kid had heard the beats in the club.
Yeah.
We had Chopilos that night. We came to get food. We just heard that. I was like, Kid, these beats they go. I Shazammed it. I went to that. I was like, bro, I need to do something with this beats.
So
that was the bros that came to my head, and I came up with that dance.
That was the dance the video jumped on, if I'm not mistaken. How did you feel?
I got the dance perfectly well. When I saw that dance, when the whole thing was going crazy, I watched that video again. Davido danced that thing perfectly well. Yeah. I feel like after me now, Davido danced that dance pass. No cap.
I mean, I feel like David used to say it in the song now. He say, I'm not from the wood, but for your wood, they sabi me. So I feel like he can really, like, I think that's one of the things that helps him. He has a very good balance for a rich kid. You understand? You understand what is up in the wood.
He has the experience.
He has experiences. Yeah. So while we are talking about how did that all make you feel, like, you are popping already, and somebody like Davido, that's crazy. Like that doesn't come around often.
It's like a mind-blowing experience.
Where were you when you found out?
I
Like,
was at home. I don't drink. I don't.
Now you see him having a person just boss.
I don't drink. I don't high. I just collect my phone. I just see text. You know the way notifications pop. So I just I just see. If you are used to TikTok and you saw the comment I saw, you go on block the person because it's very natural. If you post something, maybe I use one sound that is Justin Bieber sound. Yeah. Someone can just type, Justin Bieber, I don't post you, but it's cruise. I saw the cruise before TikTok. So when I saw that thing that day,
you are thinking it's cruise.
I saw the video don't post you. I just put my phone back. So I got another message. I checked my phone. While checking it, I saw another notification. Wait, the video don't post you. I check IG. I didn't see anything. I said, these people mad. And I saw another message again. I had to go to TikTok. I saw Davido followed me on TikTok, and I saw Davido posted the dance. I was like, I felt like I was crazy. I had to go outside. I went to meet Gilma. I was like, bro, I better me check this thing. Like,
just to be sure.
I see shout. I look, say, hey, it don't happen.
It don't happen. So, what was that? What was like? I like to talk about ripple effects, and I like to talk to you about the things that lead up to this moment. I mean, the moments are good for you as a creative. It just gives you affirmation of all the work you've put in. But what was the ripple effect of him doing that? That's what I'm trying to get.
I mean, people. I had to realize people don't really know me for Trend Boy at the time. Yeah, there's where I go, like the trench. Like the last time I went to Badagry, people that knew me there, they knew me for Sojinu. They didn't know me as Trend Boy. Sojinu. They don't call me Trend Boy. Sojinu, now they call me. So I feel like it took me deep to the streets. Like,
yeah. The video has a large active following. That's like, I think he's the most followed entertainer in Africa. So the following is crazy.
Yes, no.
So for you to be on his main page has to be like
crazy.
So you went as far as Badagry, and people know you're Sojinu. Okay, which do you prefer, Sojinu or Trench Boy?
I mean,
you are indifferent.
My name is Trend Boy, so I mean.
No, your name is Divine.
Let's stick to it.
So now we need to like try and talk about Define. I mean, it's been fun talking about Trench Boy and all, but it's a story about self. We want to know who the real you is. So on the contrary to all this, you being able to connect to a wider audience in your short time of creating content, and you being able to have plans to do other things. What does what does it give to Divine? That's my question. I know it takes away from Divine, but I'd like to know what it gives to Divine first.
Okay, right now, I mean, like, growing up, I used to, like, think I would be in the media space. Like, they were like, I studied mass comm, still studying mass comm. So that was probably what I thought I would do. I still do it, I don't know. There's a way I think now. Sorry to say this. So this question you're asking me, I can't really answer it because I've been like in a crazy point in my life where I didn't have nothing to do with my life.
Wow, that's
then God brought me here. I never saw myself doing this thing I'm doing now. So it just makes me realize I have no say. Just they do your thing, they pray. So that's what I would say.
So that's what it gives to you. It just gives a new meaning, a new attention. Okay, since just they do your thing, they pray. Let's try and round this up because I mean it's been very interesting talking to you. Never knew so many things I found out today. So, what do you think is the next plan for you? Because when I see you inside everybody, I used to think you, and maybe I don't know, you, Gilmore, and Chase. I think people have a chance for stand up. What are the next plans? Do you ever consider that?
I can do anything. I mean, anything can happen, like I said. Anything can happen. Tomorrow, Drewski might just host me in Houston for a stand-up. Anything can happen, my bro.
Were you on Drewski's show when he came to Nigeria?
I was in a content he created.
Yeah, I saw you in the content.
With him,
but you didn't go for that. What's the name of that show again?
Yeah, I was there, but I didn't audition.
You didn't audition?
We had the backstage.
That
it was chill.
That was what I was saying. That's what I just wanted to know.
I look up to Drewski, like he's my
You guys look
Role
alike, kind
model,
of.
like, yeah, the content wise, yeah.
You know, you guys look alike.
Do we?
Yeah, you guys kind of look alike. I'm sure I'm not the first person telling you like the kind of facial structure and everything, but you are always mostly on cap. I mean, you know, him he does not wear cap and that kind of thing. So if you want to go into YouTube, you know he does YouTube. So those are the kind of content you'll be looking to create.
Yeah. YouTube contents like celebrity versus type of content, maybe vlogging, then maybe a whole lot of things I can do on there though. But when I reach there, I'll be there in a bit, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, I think I used to say that's what success does to you. It gives you some kind of level of confidence that it doesn't come around often if you are not able to find some success quickly in life. And you being able to find what you find, I think you're on a roll. Like, I don't think anybody can tell you cannot do anything right now. You'll be like, nah, I can't. And I pray God bless you to be able to do all the things you want to do. Thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for sharing who Trench Boy is. So if there's one thing people don't know about you being Trench Boy, what do you think that's going to be?
People don't. Do I know anything they don't know?
I know, I'm sure there's going to be something they don't know. Like a lot of things.
People don't know I'm Igbo actually.
Yeah, me too. That's interesting. Where are you from? Like Anambra, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Both your mom and your dad.
No, my mom's is Edo. My mom is Edo.
So you can pass for Edo too.
Yeah, Ishan.
Which do you connect more? Have you been to both places?
Yeah, I have. I connect more with I connect with both actually though. I connect with both. My mom is late, so I don't really go there often. So
so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure she's going to be proud of whoever she is.
Yeah, she is.
You've spoken about fear quite a few times. Why? What's your relationship?
Several.
Yeah, there are several ways to answer that, and I want you to answer it any way you're comfortable.
I don't know. I feel like it's just me. I don't know. I feel like I have a lot people have with me that I shouldn't kill with me.
That's deep.
Very deep.
Yeah, you have a lot. That means you feel you have a lot of yourself you've not given us.
So I can't be playing around. That's why I'm not playing. That's why I have to be dropped. Like, if I'm not dropping, it looks like I'm playing with my life.
You're wasting, like, you want to take this talent with you.
I'm telling you. It's crazy.
So, since we're on the subject matter of fear, where were you where you felt the most fearful, like vulnerable?
I've been in so many situations in life around females, around humans in general, that I just know that if I don't get this thing right today with myself, I might be here. I don't want to call names, I don't want to, but you know what I'm saying, but it's just that fear, so I just have to act right.
That's very interesting. You know, for somebody to be driven, for a comedian to be driven by the fear of not wanting to go back and not lose their sense of humor is something you should hold on to.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. You're talking about the females. I don't want to talk about the female and all, but I feel like you have more female in your fan base. What do you think is responsible for that?
Do I?
Yeah, I think if you check, I mean, you can check your backlog.
Yeah,
I don't have access to your backlog, but from my findings, why preparing for this,
I think it's because I do.
I know you have a bit more of.
I do much of relationship POVs. So
you must have been in a lot of relationships.
No, I haven't.
I don't want to believe that's all your relationship.
I haven't. I see from a distance most
what boys go through.
Yes. What people go through.
And Unilag is the right place to see relationship drama. Yes, now Unilag is the right place to see relationship drama. So you've not had a lot of relationship. Are you sure?
No, I haven't had a lot.
Okay. Can you count your relationship on your 5 fingers?
I wouldn't want to count that. But I've had like just couples.
Yeah, that's calm. So you just think it's just because of the relationship, and that's why you have a lot of female fan base?
Yeah, it's something they relate to. Everyone has been in relationships, so it must them when they see stuff they've gone to be like, this boy an idiot. You understand? So it's just
You don't cast us today.
I swear, you understand. So
I mean, you dey get them right. I've been enjoying your new series with when boys deal with girls. You know,
you understand.
that one has really been killing me.
Crazy.
But funny thing is, that one is not always on your page. It's
Which one?
The one that you've been doing. There's this female creator you've been collaborating with. Sorry, I'm trying to remember her name. What's the
Kid
name?
Baby.
Kid Baby, yeah. Kid Baby.
Yeah.
You people have been doing when boys are with girls.
Trenches, babe.
Yeah, like, and that series is crazy, like,
Yeah, and
crazy.
we just started off.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but you know it's blowing up, like, it's going real bad, real fast.
Shout out to Kid Baby.
I think it's more of an idea than yours, but it just fits in, like, you know.
No, funny thing is, it's both ideas.
Okay.
It's both ideas. Any of my content you see, it's mine. Anyone you see on ours,
It's ours. So the funny thing is, for Trench Kid to be the one acting as the posh boy, I saw some comments while I was preparing for this. How do that correlate? Like, how did that go?
I mean, like, I can be anything. I'm just a content creator. It doesn't really.
So the name doesn't really matter. They should not try and box you with the name.
Nah, that's one thing I don't want to do. That's why Sojino trend. I had to kill it myself. Person come meet me like, when will they drop the track now? When will they do this one? When will they do so? Drop another Sojino volume 2 now. So, hey, bro, relax.
Now maybe the creator.
No, there's a whole lot of things coming. Just chill, you understand? So I just don't like to box myself.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's very important. Like, I mean, with my pod, I keep saying it to people. On your way up, say yes to everything. When you're up there, say no to everything. That's just the right idea to go about it. And that makes a lot of sense, because when you're coming up, you're saying yes to so many things. And now that you feel like, okay, I'm getting a bit of traction, you don't want anybody to box you. You just want to create it the way you're creating it. And I hope and pray you're able to stay authentic to that. This is very short. We like it to be longer, but I think we've gotten what we need to know about Trench Boy. And we hope you keep creating. We hope you keep sharing more of you with us. And we have a closing tradition on the pod where the last guest leave a question for the next guest. So apparently you have to leave a question for somebody. Okay. But I need to read you the question that was left for you first. What drives you to do what you do? That was the question that was left for you.
What drives me? I think what drives me is it's the fear of going backwards.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting conversation that I want us to touch on before we end this. And I like us to end it on that note, but you need to leave a question for our next guest, please.